So these are the 3 tips I used to get from Champ 2 last season to Grand Champion rewards this season. Number 1, pick up more small boost pads. Number 2, make decisions faster. Number 3, control the ball better. And I'll break these down for you. So let's start with the small boost pads. This is a Champ 2 replay of me. And in Champ 2, you're probably already picking up some small boost pads. But as this tip is pick up more small boost pads, let's take a look here. Yeah, so I pick up 1 and then drive past 2. That's a really, really common error in Champ 2. Yeah, do you see those 2 on the side? I'll pause it here. So I pick up this first one. There's one there to the left. And there's another one there to the left. Now I am dribbling, but honestly I probably could have got it past them if I would have dribbled over those boost pads. It's little things like that. Really what you want to be doing is like here where I pick up the boost pad there, another one here, and as the play pushes forward I just follow this path and I have 65 boost here, which is a lot more than I would have had if I only picked up 1 or 2 of those. And it allowed me to make a significant hit back here. Yeah, see, I use up all the boost, beat him to the ball, and keep it in the corner, which forces them to get awkward hits. So here's me trying to take a path. I missed a few, but I actually added it all up through ballchasing.com, and in the Champ 2 game, I hit 70 boost pads, 70 small boost pads. And in the GC game, here I'm picking up some more, I got 103, and both of these are pretty close to about average of what my games in those ranks were. So there's about a 40% increase in the small boost pads you pick up. That's what you want to get to if you're aiming for Grand Champ. So I've made my point. Pick up more boost pads. But how do you do that? Well, the key is paths. So I just did something here. Look at, I'm following a small boost pad path here. And the trick to getting lots of these is to become familiar with the placement of the small boost pads, so that when you're like recovering back somewhere or you need to hit the ball or whatever, I just pass over like 3 on my way, still doing everything I need to in the play. But because I have that path there, I end up with a bunch of boost here, and I can even do kind of a challenge. I mess up the challenge, but the point is that I had the boost to be able to challenge. So this is the easiest one to practice. You can just go into free play and follow some of these boost paths around. This one that I'm doing here actually goes from each goal, so it's a really good one to learn. Because it's great, you know, if you're like rotating back on defense. Oh, look, you're back on defense. Or, oh man, I need to rotate up to help my teammate. Oh, look at this, I'm on offense. So this one's a really good one. There's quite a few different ones. If you want to go really in depth with it, Squishy has a great video about boost paths and boost management, and it covers a lot of stuff that would be super helpful in your climb to Grand Champ. So for skill number 2, we're going to slow it down here. And skill number 2 that you're going to need is to make decisions faster. Look at this. Oh man, I have 70 boost. I stop boosting and let him hit it over me. Like, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do here, and he makes the decision before I do and beats me because of it. See, speed in Grand Champ is not about the physical speed of your car. It's about the speed of your decision making. See there? It's a similar scenario, but I'm actually following it up. I've made the decision to stick with this play the whole way through. And so I'm close the whole time, because I made the decision before the green guy even has. In fact, you see the green guy just waiting around while I come to him. See, he sits there, and then I get the 50-50 on him and bump him out. So I've got another example here that might be a little more obvious visually. So watch the blue guy. He picks up the ball, he's going to dribble, but he can't figure out what to do. Meanwhile, I've already decided what I want to do. See how I've already decided to drive towards him and get the demo before he ever makes up his mind about what he wants to do with the flick, or like whether he wants to try and like bring it to the side, maybe pass. He still hasn't decided, but I already have. So how do you avoid this problem of waiting for your opponents to strike first and actually try and practice this really abstract concept? So the best way I've found is to in-game try and read the play, like where it's going to end up, and then get there before everyone else. So you'll notice here, I just 50-50 it off the top of his car, but that's because he wasn't ready for the play. He hadn't set it up yet. I see that this play is going to end in him trying to flick it. but he doesn't even see that yet. And so I just drive over there and smack it out of his hands before he can even do what he wanted to do. See, it's kind of crazy, but if you practice trying to read where the play is going to end up as soon as possible, then you'll be able to get to the end of the play before your opponents, and therefore you beat them. So here's an example. Let's try and read where the play is going to end up. So he dribbles toward the goal, it pinches over to the left side, and I see it's going to bounce. So I drive over to the spot where it's going to bounce to, and I actually beat the blue guy so much that he turns back. Look at this. He turns away from it because he's like, oh, the opponent's going to get there first. Because I read where the play was going to end up, and therefore I was able to get there first. So that's what you want to do. Challenge yourself to read the play quicker than they do, and figure out where it's going to end up, and then you'll get there first. So this third skill is the most complex, but it's also the most definitive difference between Champ 2 and Grand Champ, and that is to control the ball better. So look at it here in Champ 2. I smack the ball off the wall and give it to the opponents. Have you ever done this before? Yeah. So because ball control is so complex, I'm going to break it into two parts for you. The first is awareness. So watch my teammate. See how I pass the ball right to him when I'm clearing? I could clear it anywhere I want, really. But because I pass it to my teammate and I put it right next to him, the blue guy can't get it, and my teammate is able to clear it past him down into the corner, and they aren't able to get possession. So that's kind of what I mean by awareness. So how do you practice awareness? Well, it's actually really easy. All you need to do is look directly at their car. Don't use your peripheral. So look directly at his car here as he's going to get the hit over me. Look at that. You can kind of see where he's going to go with it. And it's the same with your teammate. If you look at where your teammate is, look at this. Watching his car. Oh, wow. He got it over the opponent. But you can see that because you're looking directly at it. You're not looking at the ball. You're not looking at the boost. You're looking at their car. The second half of controlling the ball better is a lot more obvious, and that is ball placement. So here in Champ 2, I catch the ball, and I'm going to try and control it, but I get this really heavy touch that puts it closer to my opponent than me. And obviously, if you're trying to control the ball, you don't want to put it closer to your opponent. That's bad. So ball placement might sound kind of scary, but when you use it in conjunction with awareness, it's actually not so bad. So look at the blue guy's car here. I have a lot of space, and so I realize that a small hit will put it closer to me than him. So let's look at that again. I drive up on the wall here, and I can see that he's far away. Tiny hit, and then I'm able to hit it again. And like that hit could have gone like anywhere in that general area, you know? It doesn't have to be precise. It just has to be closer to me than them. So how do you practice controlling the ball once you get a hold of it? Well, it actually follows awareness pretty close. So if you're watching them and trying to place it away from them, boink, look at that. Your hands sort of follow your brain. The key here is that you have most of the mechanics you need. It's just the mental game. So, I mean, if you're at Champ 2, you're pretty good at hitting the ball. All you need to do is just change how you're thinking about it. So, you know, when you're coming up to hit this shot, rather than just smacking it away, trying to hit it as hard as possible, try and control where it's going. Be like, you know what, I want to put this away from the blue guy. So I'll just kind of bop it there, and oh, look at that. It works. You're probably a lot more capable at this than you realize, but it is kind of a scary one at first. So those are the 3 skills that got me to Grand Champ, and I think if you're willing to put in the work, they can get you to Grand Champ as well. But do be ready to put some effort in, because it did take me about a season, half of last season and half of this season, to go from Champ 2 to Grand Champ. I highly recommend working on these one at a time, kind of methodically going through them. Like practice one until you have it automatic and then move on to the next one. So like just practice picking up small boost pads, or just practice like reading the play and trying to get to the end of it before they do. You know, that kind of thing. Practice watching your opponent and then like making sure you place the ball close to you so you can get another hit on it. Like that kind of stuff. So just try and do them one at a time, and I think that that should be good for you. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, this little tutorial getting to Grand Champ. I was pretty excited to hit it, and I know that you guys would love to hit it as well. So good luck on the grind, and I'll see you next time.